The people in our family are the people that don't understand us the most. Your mother wants you to be successful. So anything that goes the other way around, they will not be understanding. They love comparing us to our siblings. So I went into a session that I couldn't open up to my family because for them, they saw life in a different way. And to me, life was happening the other way around. So it was a season I couldn't sit down with my parents to tell them to have lost a job because they expected you to provide.
They expected you to provide for them.
You know, African family. I always tell girls out there, I always tell youths out there, if you're not yet at a level of giving, don't give. First look for yourself. First define yourself before you define someone else. You know, when you have 50,000 and you want to give away the 45,000, and the person you're giving the 45,000 has another person to give them the 45,000, and now for you, you don't have anyone to give back to. I learned that the hard way.
Hey, beautiful people, welcome back. It's good to be back. After a very abrupt break, we finally have to come back to you, our viewers. My name is Raymond, and Kampala Conversations is the name of the pod. So today on the pod, we are going to talk about a topic that seems to attract more attention recently, though it's not given the platform that we actually would love to hear. Today we speak mental health. On the pod today, I have a guest who is going to help us break down the myths around depression, stress, and generally mental health. She's a long-time friend of mine, one that has been to hell and back. That and much more on the pod. I'm glad to have Jolie Slivia Kaitesi on the pod. Welcome to the pod.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm okay. Hi.
I'm glad you made it here.
Sure.
It's been a long time coming.
Sure.
Are you now okay?
Very fine.
Previously, we were supposed to record, then you fell sick.
I'm okay now.
You're now okay?
So I'm here. Yeah, sure.
I've heard a lot about you.
Okay.
Being a mental health advocate,
Sure.
it gives my audience the best chance to listen to someone who has practically gone through it. So at least they can have first-hand information as we remain intentional to the cause of the podcast since its inception, where we offer an archive for the current generation and the generations yet to come.
Sure.
So they can have it as a point of reference on how to maneuver this thing called life.
Sure.
Glad to have you once again on the pod.
Glad to have you.
So on the pod, we have a segment that's called Good or Bad Idea. That one I didn't brief you about it, so I know I've caught you off guard. So under this segment, I present to you three scenarios,
Okay.
three society scenarios, of which you get to choose whether it's a good or bad idea.
Okay.
You can choose to explain or not to explain, because at the end of the day, you will explain. You get?
Okay.
So you ready?
Yeah, sure.
The first, people say if you are like 25-year-old and you are sleeping all day and you not bothered about looking for work, that's being lazy and indisciplined. Do you think that's a wise idea?
Bad idea.
Bad idea.
Yes.
Why?
No, you said I can choose not to explain.
No,
I'll
but now I'm
explain later.
asking why?
Of course, it is a bad idea. You can't be sleeping at 25.
Is that measurement for laziness and indiscipline?
Yeah,
It should be.
because I believe that 25 it is the peak year. So in that bracket, between the age of 23 and 29, you have to define yourself.
Okay.
So if you're sleeping at 25, then it's really
Okay.
a bad idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next, people say you just need to pray harder or get delivered to fix a heavy heart. Good or bad idea?
Bad idea.
Bad idea. You don't have to pray.
No, it's not only prayer.
You're going against religion.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
It is the same thing people say that being depressed, you're possessed. It's the same thing.
Uh-huh.
So it's not only praying that heals a heavy heart.
And lastly, people saying depression is a rich man's disease.
That's a layman's language.
Hey, you're saying depression is a layman's disease. Do you agree with that?
No, it's not a rich man's disease. It's everyone's disease.
Just that some of us don't know.
We actually have children, students, pupils that are suffering depression.
And they
We
don't
have
know.
children at home that suffer depression, and we parents, we don't take care of it
And that's why,
because we believe that it's a rich man's disease, and yet it's affecting our very own children.
okay.
Yeah.
So when does it become depression? When do I become depressed? Do I have to first be lonely? Because it seems like when you're lonely, you're going to get depressed. When you're quiet, you're going to get depressed. When do I become depressed?
There are a number of factors that can drive someone into depression. I'll relate to my own story. The things that drove me into depression are my life fears. Like the greatest fears of life are the things that drove me into depression. I wasn't young, I would say. I was 20,
Okay.
2021.
Okay.
I would say my age now.
Okay.
But I was
We can
between
do the
that
math.
age.
We can do the math. We can do the math.
No, you can't. You can't, I promise. So I was between that age, and my greatest fear in life is being stagnant.
Okay.
So at a point, I felt like I was stagnant. I felt like things weren't moving, and it is a disease that is affecting most of the youth now. That we love comparing ourselves to other people. We love looking at social media. We love, if I'm 25, I see the other person in the same age bracket. I think we must be at the same pace. So that is the thing that caused me a problem. And I'm not saying that it is the only thing that causes depression. There are a number of factors that cause depression. So personally, it was being stagnant that I reached a point. I wasn't in school. I wasn't home. You know that
Okay.
stage in life
Okay.
when you're not at school, you're not at home, you've lost your job, you've lost your relationship.
So hold on a bit.
Okay.
Can you paint for me a picture of the Jolly 5 years ago? Because now that right there creates a big story. What was Jolly like 5 years ago?
Wow. Jolly 5 years ago, I was a little girl trying to figure out life, trying to put myself at a pace that wasn't worth it. Someone who was trying to, I would say, to find a life. Because 5 years ago, I wasn't home. I was at a point of, okay, I was stagnant. That is the period I'm talking about. 5 years ago. I was done with campus. I did a diploma in law. So I was done with that.
Yes,
Just here
yes,
at home,
counsel.
you see. I was done with that. I had lost a job. I had lost a relationship that I looked at and I felt like it was that. You know, that relationship,
Yeah.
that man you date and you feel like this is my man, this is the person I'm supposed to get married to. So I had lost that person and I had a whole year of depression. Whole year of depression. I didn't have anyone close to me to help me get through it. Actually, that is the reason as to why I happened to write my book. So in this book, there is that story of what happened to me 5 years ago that really pushed me to be where I am. And I believe that if I didn't get a chance to go through what I went through 5 years ago, I wouldn't be here now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have talked about having no one that you would talk to. But I
Yes.
believe 5 years ago you had family, right?
Yes, I did.
And what happened to family? Weren't they that close to you so
know-
you can share?
You know, in most cases, our family, the people in our family are the people that don't understand us the most. In
Oh,
most cases.
really?
Yes. Because why? Sometimes your mother wants you to be successful. So anything that goes the other way around, they will not be understanding.
Okay.
They love comparing us to our siblings. Nga mukulu we ali wati, so you're also supposed to be like that. Nga muto ye ali wati, so you're also supposed to be like that. So I went into a session that I couldn't open up to my family. Because for them, they saw life in a different way. And to me, life was happening the other way around. So it was a season I couldn't sit down with my parents to tell them, Ntikati, have lost a job because they expected you to provide.
They
So
expected you
it
to provide for
would-
them.
You know, African families,
Okay, black tax, eh? You're supposed to give back to the family.
Exactly. Actually, Echidojo, we take it as responsibility.
Okay.
And if I start earning, I have to start helping my siblings. And again, actually, I always tell young people out there that it is not a must to provide for your family.
Exactly.
First, look for yourself. First, define yourself before you define someone else. Because now, for me, the thing that caused me an issue is was I wasn't there yet, but I wasn't focusing on myself again. I was focusing on my little ones, on the people around me, instead of first getting myself to a point of helping.
I understand.
You know, when you have 50,000 and you want to give away the 45,000, and the person you're giving the 45,000 has another person to give them the 45,000, and now for you, you're the one to give. You don't have anyone to give back to you. So that was the situation, and I had put myself in a place of I have to do this for my family.
Okay.
If I don't do that, they are going to look at me in this way.
So how deep was the cut that was brought by the fact that you are pouring from an empty cup? You had nothing, and then you were supposed to look out for your siblings and maybe the family at large.
It was so deep to an extent of having to let go of everything I had to give the people I was supposed to give.
Then weren't you subject to judgment?
That takes us back to a point where I asked, why didn't you have to talk to your family? Because now I feared judgment.
Okay.
Because in most cases, if you go back home to tell your mom that I've lost the job, they are going to judge. Maybe you aren't comfortable, maybe you aren't this,
Maybe you are indisciplined.
Exactly. And actually, the reason as to why I lost that job, I couldn't go back on my values. Because I had a boss who wanted to force me into a relationship because they were my boss.
Okay.
So I was like, no, I have values. Actually, up to now, I'm that one person that doesn't go back on their values. If I say I don't sit on that table, I will never sit on that table. So I was in that situation. My boss wants me to have a relationship with him. You know that relationship, employee-employer relationship.
In order to secure the position.
Exactly. So I refused and I had to quit the job. So there is no way I could take that back to my parents, back to my family, because they don't see life the way I see life, of course. Actually, you don't see life the way I see life. So sometimes you would have been with him just one night and secured your job.
Yeah.
Something that doesn't sit well with me, of course.
I understand.
So I was in that place.
Okay.
And there is no way I could sit down family. And there is no way I could tell them that I'm stopping to provide. So I got myself in a position of I don't have and I can't tell someone to give me.
Okay.
Because they know I have, they know I'm working. Actually, I was home for like 6 months and they didn't know that I wasn't even working. So now here comes the problem that when family looks at you and they think all they know you're strong, they will not even bother to look for you.
Really?
That's why even in my book, I was like, check on the strong ones. I made it a point in my book. Because sometimes you look at us as strong people, but in a long run, we are the weakest.
Yeah.
I was with a friend yesterday, and my friend was like, "Nay, Jolie, for you, you don't break down." Not knowing that I'm the most
They should have asked me.
emotional person.
They should have asked me. At least me, I know. I know you break down. They should have asked me.
So now the problem is family looks at you as someone who controls your emotions, someone who struggles out life, someone who figure it out for everyone. This one comes, but you have a solution.
provide,
The other one comes, Jolly, you have a solution. Even if it is not money, but you always have a solution. So such people are not looked out for.
And I'm not going against religion.
Okay.
But I'm saying, at a point, did you have to think that people who said blessed is the hand that gives than the one that receives were lying? Because you are looking out to your family and then things didn't seem to work out in your favor, but then you are being generous.
Okay. We are leaving the myths, we are leaving the sayings out. We are now back on ground.
Reality, yeah.
Truth be told, a giving heart is a what?
I
The
don't-
one that receives most. But truth be told, I always tell girls out there, I always tell youths out there, if you're not yet at a level of giving, don't give. You know, we have stages in life. And now, this stage of 20s, I wrote a book. It is called My 20s. Because me, I believe yes, stage is single kubera critical.
And the hardest stage, by the way.
It is the hardest.
It's the hardest
Because
stage.
you
20
have
to
to make
29.
decisions. Oba tomanyi, simanyi kiki kituufu kya kusoma.
You're experiencing life for the first time.
Exactly. I don't know who to relate with.
You're trying to chase
I
a
don't
job.
know who should be in my circle.
I know.
I don't know what job I should do. Obera ongoli confused. So that stage, if you don't have, okay, if your cup is not filled, don't pour from it.
Okay.
That is the thing that got me into depression. One of the things that got me into depression. Because I was pouring from,
An empty
and
cup.
I was empty.
Okay.
Very empty. But I was pouring out emotionally. I was pouring out financially. You get? So I got drained. And mostly people that have just started working, they are paying them like a 500,000 and they think they are going to solve all their family problems.
Yeah.
So how is that hand going to be blessed?
Maybe through prayers. Maybe the people you
No.
give will always pray for you. And maybe
I was with someone, I don't know when. And that person was like, I was in a family meeting and there is this one rich relative, but they only contributed 1M. They expected that family relative to contribute like around 20M because they saw
because they
that
have
person
money.
asobola okuziwaayo. But do you know the reason as to why that person gave 1M? You don't know the reason. And now me, I just 20, Ali in that age of defining myself, I'm going to stretch to give 25M.
Because you want to assure.
I want to finish everyone's problem. And now my friend always tells me,
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way. And even if your sibling doesn't have school fees, there is a way that person
Eventually,
is going to go
they
to
will
school,
get,
minus you stretching yourself. So always provide, give what you can.
Okay.
That stage, all of our staging, you're not even supposed to give. You're still defining yourself. The little money you're having, you're defining yourself. You're still finding out life, like you want to eat this food, you want to do this, you want to do that for yourself. Olaba, however much you give, whatever you give, when a day comes and you're at 0, no one is going to look out for you.
Why is it like
No
that,
one
by
is
the
going
way?
to give you.
Why is it like that?
That's nature. It is a very small number. Abantu abajja ne bajjukira and they help you out.
Because I always ask myself, who cares for the strong ones? Who calls the strong ones to check on them?
Yeah,
How
I
are
know you
you?
for
Because
that.
they know. Because they
Know
know
you
you're
for that.
strong. No one wants to call you to say, how are you? Not knowing that at a point you also break down because no one looks out for you.
I'll tell you a scenario of my friend. I have a friend. You know, I'm into mental health, so I always get such stories. I talk to different people. I do counseling, of course. Naye, someone told me, Nangamba, ali mu family.
Family
But
planning.
no, ali mu family.
They have a family.
Their family.
Okay.
Bamulabanga, someone that finishes all problems. We are age mates.
Okay.
She doesn't have money. But they expect her to have a solution. Don't you
think
they don't care how that solution comes. They don't mind what that person does. They even don't know.
No, but don't you think that is caused by how you portray yourself?
Not
if
really.
you show them that you have money, then definitely they will think you'll have to solve their problems.
Do you know the society you're in?
I mean...
Should I remind you that you're in our African society?
No, I mean, if I present myself to you as a broke person, definitely there's no you're going to expect 1 million from me because of how I've presented myself to you. You get?
Has someone ever told you now, Gamba, uli musajja gendo yi?
Okay, now.
Have you heard that?
Now that is a different story. For a man, it's a different story.
Have you heard that? Have you had someone agamba ati nze bagamba the age gye ndimu yakufumbirwa, I should go and get married. I will get help.
That's society. What is it called?
But it is the society
Statements.
we're living in. It is the society we're living in. And these things are real. These things are happening. Just because you've not had anyone in your circle going through that, it doesn't mean those things are
No,
not happening.
I've not had anyone.
Me, I've had I've had a lot of stories. So this
Okay.
friend of mine, family, emusubira okukola the unexpected. The family expects this friend of mine to do things nabo benyini ebyakola ki. Ebyabalema. Just because you've started working. Now the bad thing is when family sees you working, they don't mind your bills. They don't mind how much you earn. Actually, there is a story that went viral some time back. Eya muwala yali mu kiyumba. And now the parent was always calling her. Now your dad needs this
Some
medicine,
money.
this. Kati omuwala we are becoming a hesitant ngalaba she's giving out a lot
of money, yeah.
Her mom recorded an audio nga ya like 2 minutes. Naye nga mugamba abaana bwe bagenda ebweru the first 2 months baziwa bazadde baabwe. You get?
I understand.
Not even knowing biki omwana byayitamu.
The costs they went through to go abroad.
Olaba, in most cases, that age, 20s ezo, we have goals. There is a car I want to drive. There is a house I want to sleep in. There is that kind of life I want for myself. And now the money I'm earning, dividing for myself and for my family, of course, because African society. That's why I always go back to a statement of give what you can. Don't strain yourself.
Okay.
Because those are the things that drive the youth nowadays into depression. It's not that family asks because you portray yourself as a rich person. No. For them, they have that mentality of yatandika okukola. Sente zaakola aziteeka watannazaala.
Yeah, I understand.
Have you heard that?
Yeah. I've heard that.
Kati, that is a situation I was
People
in.
attach responsibility to only giving birth and having a wife. If you're a man and you don't have a wife and you don't have kids, they don't think you're responsible. Like, where do you put your money?
You should treat their agency as your
agency. I understand that. So you've talked about the young people having various ways of how they are facing depression, and it has reminded me of something. How does depression, you as a mental health advocate, how does depression hide into the body? Because I may not know that I'm depressed because maybe I'm not feeling headache like these other diseases or disorders. So you help me understand, how does depression hide into the body?
Sometimes depression plays around with emotions. You believe that?
Yeah.
And can you tell when you're emotionally not okay?
Yeah, you can. I believe you can.
So some people feel they are emotionally not okay. They are emotionally drained.
So does that translate to depression?
Personally, the way I got to know that I was depressed, it's soca. Me, I'm a person that sleeps for 8 hours.
Okay.
Full stop. Not 7, not 9, 8 hours. So if I sleep for like 3 consecutive days, nganebaka like 10 hours,
there's a problem.
I'll have to find myself. If I sleep for 5 hours,
there's a problem.
Like 3 nights, okay. So depression hits us in different ways. We have you face different symptoms. Nagin facing a different symptoms, but the common symptoms are loss of sleep, or too much sleep. Are we together?
Yeah, I am. I
so
get.
There is that. There is fatigue. Evango owulira toli okay. Owulira oli fatigued. Obanga atambudde nnyo. Bichi. There is that emotional breakdown. And I would term it as number 1. Because there is that one time you feel like there is something wrong. You don't know what is wrong, but you feel there is something wrong. And that's how I feel that I'm depressed.
Okay.
There is something. Whatever you're doing.
But I believe that's just a stage in life.
No, it is not a stage in life.
I believe, this is my opinion.
Yes.
I believe there's a stage in life where you keep trying each and everything until trying to look for your calling, let me say. For example, you may try, let me say you try a 9 to 5 and you think you're not very patient, you leave it, you try entrepreneurship, you go to Kochi Tower, you try that,
I'm talking about the emotional breakdown.
Okay.
That you feel you want to take water, you go just take one sip, no.
Okay.
Maybe I try a soda. You buy a soda, you take one sip. no,
Appetite-wise.
Maybe I go to sleep. You go to sleep only 1 hour and you wake up. Like you feel there is something wrong. You've not yet defined it, but you feel there is
Okay.
something wrong. So in most cases, actually, one of the things that we to see in that situation is us not being honest with ourselves. Like you feel waliwo kitali bulungi, but for some reasons you're ignoring it. For some reasons you're not honest to yourself. Okay, maybe nafunyemu omusujja, maybe this, maybe that. All we face hardships in life, and deep inside our hearts we be like, ekyo tekinkanga.
Until
But again, when you sit down, I'll tell you a story of my heartbreak. When I got a heartbreak,
okay.
at first I was like, nze sibiramu heartbreak.
Hard skin.
Now I'm like, tekinkanga. But again, when I go back to my bed, and I just remember banchaye ngomutima gumutyemuka. Like at once, napulanga ngankangana.
I understand.
So now keeping us so long in that situation because I wasn't honest to myself.
Okay.
And sometimes we don't want to grieve. Do you know that grieving is good? You grieve something out.
Also society now that for men is it gives them hard time. You see, society has it that a man is not supposed to grieve. Yeah. They say a man is not supposed to cry.
But again, okay, you men, I'm talking to a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Give it to us in a man's perspective. Do you have emotions?
No, we have emotions, but I think society has groomed us to fight within.
So we as the Gen Zs, those are the things we are fighting.
Because a man has been brought up with the statement that you can always figure this out silently.
Yeah, sure.
For example, most cases, when you ask a man, how are you? The obvious answer is, I'm fine.
Okay.
But 90% of the men who you ask, how are you, are not fine. But they have been brought up by a society that tells them, as a man, you're supposed to figure it out silently. You get? And this is why such platforms have been put into existence, to have a reference so that a man out there, you're not supposed to fear crying because society has it otherwise. Allow yourself to grieve, cry a bit, get up and move. So you talked about family not understanding how you're figuring out life and then maybe understanding it a different way. Do you think family expectation has a toll on how our mental health is structured?
95%.
Mm-hmm. Because I remember on one of your, was it stories, or you said we are battling the love we inherited from our parents, and we are trying to unlearn something like that.
Yeah.
What is the story behind that?
I think I wrote it from a point of we have very many things that we learned from our childhood, and we learned them from our parents. Okay. But again, wetugenze tukula, we feel there is a need of unlearning those things. Okay. You know, when we are growing up, it's all if your dad ever told you that they love you.
No, I also told you that I've never heard that from my parents. Exactly. Not even towards one another. My mom and my dad saying that. I grew up with...
So we grew up with that harsh love.
Okay.
That harsh love. I have a friend, a young man, who said, "Singa mama ange teyali mama ange nandi was a stepmother." So we grew up with harsh love. We grew up being told that men don't cry. Men are strong. Omwana agwa wansi lwakuba mulenzi nga omulenzi takaba, like ondume ekula bigo, something of that sort. So growing up, we are happening to see these things in tea. Even men have emotions. We are supposed to be loved by our parents. Not that harsh love, but we are supposed to feel that warmth. Maybe
they love us, they just don't show us. Because me, I've never had...
Is it something you would wish for your children?
Definitely no. I've experienced moments when I really feel my parents love me. But they have never told me they love me. But through gestures, maybe, it's implied.
Yeah, like... You have to read between the lines.
Yeah, like...
And maybe you only see it when you're sick.
Yeah, and definitely you see people who come when you have problems. I tell when
And
everything
again,
is
ne
going
bw'oba
on.
mulwadde bajja ne bagamba omusajja talwala waatyo.
Etagonda nnyo bw'ati.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
they don't give you time to heal. You yourself, they don't give you time to heal. And these are the things we are unlearning. These are the things we are preaching.
Okay.
Let's have that soft love for our children. That's why bagamba mbu abaana b'ennaku zino bagenda kwonooneka. Why? Because the parents are giving them that soft love.
Gen Z's.
And now
Gen
for
Z
me,
parents.
I feel it is worth it.
Gen Z parents. Another problem.
You know, we grew up nga bazadde baffe, they take you to school, n'agamba omusomesa, mumukube. Kyonna kyakola. Mumukube. And they will smash you.
Exactly, yeah.
Mama we yakunkwasa. Ne bakukuba. But now, generation gye tuliko, when you beat my child, I will come to school. You explain the reason as to why you've beat my child.
Exactly.
And that is the soft love we're talking about.
Okay.
Because there is no way you're going to give out your child to the society. Omwana wa society. Onagenda mukubanga olwo namusika amatu. So, twakula in that situation. And those are the things we really need to unlearn. Those are the things we need to look at in a different angle. Tumanye nti if our parents showed us love nga batukuba, for us we are going to show our love ku baana baffe nga we sit down with them and talk through things. Waliwo omwana gwe nalabye ku TikTok nga mama amugamba, don't smoke, never smoke, because smoke does what? Because smoke does this. Never drink. Do you know why I tell you not to drink? Yes, because what? This and this and this. So that is the way we should learn.
Okay.
And those are the new things we're learning that we didn't get from our parents. Actually, there are very many things byetwayiga ku bazadde baffe. Like you said, you grew up nga tolyangako mama wo ng'agamba that dad that they love them.
Yeah.
Or you even, I guess, wali balabeko nga bakutte ne ku mikono.
Apart from church. Apart from at church. Yeah, my parents are so Catholic.
So there are very many things that we learned from our parents that we need to unlearn, not in a bad way. But not in a bad way, for the betterment of ourselves.
So this is going to be a little bit personal, but I beg you admit it. There's still while you were posting about that story, I believe the current generation is facing more depression because of relationship-related issues.
Yes, sure.
And there's a point where we were discussing and you told me you fear relationships because of what you've seen people go through.
Yes.
And now I was so shocked when you told me after 30 years. 30 years. I mean, 30 years. What are you still looking for if you get divorced? So first, how did it traumatize you? How is this? What is the story behind that?
Wow.
I'm sorry, it's a bit personal, but that's the reason for the pod.
It's too personal.
Yeah.
But I can talk about it. First, parents don't know that when they separate, it tortures the children. They don't know.
Okay.
But in a long run, it affects us. Like, Kati, right now, truth be told, I fear commitment. I think that's the statement I made.
Yeah, that's what you told me.
I love relationships. I love marriage. I love seeing people in marriage, but I fear that commitment. Because tell me why after 30 years you have to separate.
I remember asking you.
Tell me why after 10 children you happen to separate.
I remember asking you, did you listen to both sides of the story? I don't remember what you replied.
Yeah, I did.
And you realized you made your judgment?
Yeah. Because now, regardless, there is nothing that justifies that.
Okay.
You're committed to that one man, to that one woman for 30 years and you separate. Like, what justifies that? You've wasted each other's time. You've bought lives. Kati fabana chiba chitu affecting auntie. We fear that commitment. We'd be like, men are like that.
You've had a bad example from parents.
Even 20 years. Like, these things are in the society. They are out there.
Yeah.
Like, omusajja omuzaira abaana 10 n'akeera ku makya n'akusuulawo. And they
True.
get someone ngali mu myaka gya first born you.
That's very unfortunate, by the way. We don't advise that.
And those are the things that are happening. waliwo omusajja gwe nalabyawo ku tiktok ng'agamba ng'omusajja mukulu I think alinga mu 60 years n'agamba waliwo akapya ke nafunye kali myaka 2 you get akapya ke nafunye kali myaka 2
but nga is like 50-40
60.
Oh wow.
He said over he's 63.
Wow.
But now he's seeing someone over 20 years. Can you imagine?
That's
that is your mother. That's your father.
Yeah.
Won't that traumatize you?
Sure.
Kati, we as ladies, or as daughters, most of families, tubeera ne trust issues. Church soka. Because if your dad didn't do the things the right way, then what makes you think that the man you're going to get is going
the
to
right way?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kati tubeera ne your trauma nti the person you're looking at asobola okera kumacha naina akola yeshege. And those are the things in our society. Those are the things we're looking at. I'm not only looking at them, but we are relating to very many families that are breaking up.
Okay.
So it touches us as children abali mu age of getting married because tuba tulabanga there is nothing.
It's a lost cause.
There is nothing new that you're going to do that is going to keep that person or that is going to keep that relationship.
Oh.
Yes. So we happen to fear commitment. Ogamba, if they wasted 30 years, who am I that I...
So to bring you fast forward.
Okay.
Because the fact that you have managed to talk about that divorce story between the parents means you are already healed.
Yeah, sure.
So onto the journey of healing. At what point do you transition from being a sufferer to being an author of Too Tired to Dance?
Wow, that's a hard question.
I want to know.
But first, I'm this one person that doesn't want what hurt me to hurt someone else.
Okay.
So I always make sure I tell people what I went through.
So that
they don't go, the same
so they don't go the same thing.
Mostly they're people in my age bracket because I don't want them to go through what I went through. I wouldn't wish to. So that is the reason as to why I happened to write this book.
Okay.
I had to transition because in my heart. However much I'm hurt, I will get up and tell my little sister, this and this tribe to mukwata. Because they did this.
This is what happened to me.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's how we got to Too Tired to Dance. Too Tired to Dance is just it's an insightful dig into what depression looks like and how a layman looks at it. Like you mentioned it earlier, wagambe nti we look at depression as a rich man's
disease, yeah.
And chintu ekikyasinze okutuaffectinga as society because when you're depressed bajja kugamba golike ofunyemu ku ssente olina ebirwadde by'abazungu.
True. That's very common on ground.
We as Africans, we are not supposed to get depressed. But again, they forget that we are the most emotional people. Do you believe that?
No, I don't know.
You don't know.
Africans are the most emotional people.
We are so emotional.
Aye.
We are emotional. Actually, everyone has emotions. Just that people are not emotionally attached to anything.
Maybe we portray them differently.
If you happen to let yourself to be emotionally attached to a thing, that's when you get to know your emotional bit.
So why Too Tired to Dance? Why this title? Does the biggest D stand for
depression?
Depression? Yeah. Why Too Tired to Dance?
To Dance, it came from a point of, can you dance when you're depressed?
To hide it, yeah. Okay.
I believe that someone to dance, it has to be coming from deep inside their hearts. You know, you can tell someone that is not fine just by the way they walk.
Yeah.
By the way they dress. Do you know that? The colors.
The self-care. Yeah.
Colors that person is not
now when it comes to colors, that's your expert. Me, I can't know. Now, I put on this. Am I depressed?
You're not expected to know. Now, I'm telling you.
Am I depressed? I put on black.
You know, there is that one person who yambadde blue natekako pink natekako.
Oh, maybe color crashing, things like that. Yeah.
In most cases, 95%.
Abantu
abayambadde we bati abeera tali okay. And when you dig deep, they tell you their stories bajja kugamba ebintu ng'olaba tebigatta. So to try to dance, you can't be depressed. You can't be going into an emotional exertion and you're expected to stand up and dance like you're fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Or just konyenye munyenya katini, but you not dance. So there are points in life, there are sessions, there are seasons in life where you're too tired. Like you're emotionally exhausted. You can't even stand and dance.
Okay.
Yeah,
And to our dear viewers, please check out this meme. It's Too Tired to Dance by our guest today. It has all her life journey to and from depression. Maybe it's not therapy, but it may work for you. It will actually work for you. You can reach out to me and her on all our social media platforms so you can have yourself a copy and have yourself a practical guide on how to heal from depression. But then still onto your journey of healing. When do you start to now throw that to the back, and what has kept you going steadily through your journey of healing? I know of AK consultancy,
yes.
and a lot of things you're doing, so you keep yourself busy and you don't have to think about what happened in the past.
First, I'm healed now.
Okay.
Disclaim.
Yeah, you're healed. But
Yes, I'm
but
healed. But
both
again,
both you and I know there are moments of relapses.
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
There are things that keep happening and they keep reminding you of the situation
But do you
you
ever
went
heal?
through.
Let me even ask before anything. Do you ever heal?
You heal, and getting to know that you healed, kubeera nti you're going to find such a situation, but you just have to skip it. So your situation gyendimu kati nti there are things I meet in life, there are people I meet in life, and
They remind you.
they remind me of that situation, but
Okay.
I don't sit down and cry.
You
I
don't
keep
grieve.
moving.
You keep moving.
Yes.
Okay.
Time of grieving, I believe, because I gave it time. It took me a whole year.
Okay.
First 3 months I was in the house, not moving out.
So is there a period attached to healing? Or it depends how hard the depression was.
There is no period. It doesn't depend on that. The only solution to healing, the only solution to such situations, the only way to healing is acceptance. If you happen to be honest yourself and accept. Me, I took long to heal. I took a full year.
Because
I didn't accept
you
it.
are in denial.
Exactly. It's okay. I was in my bed ngamutima nga bajja kunnoonya.
That was the boyfriend and the parents.
Not the parents.
Yeah.
The people around him.
Hey.
Yes. For the relationship, deep inside my heart, I had a feel nti omusajja ajja kudda. Teyadda. First month, second month, third month, so I started stalking that person.
Yeah.
Ngambeerako ku social media platforms, even the girl gwe yafuna.
And doesn't that worsen the situation?
It did.
It surely had to.
It did. Because obeerawo ng'awona, you get back to the same situation. But I had to accept nti agenze. I had to accept tewali annoonyeza, even when I turned off my phones, even when I turned them on. No one. Messages owulira za Airtel na MTN, like no one is checking on you. So I happened to know that I'm in this world alone. You have family, yes, but there are situations, there are moments nga it is you to carry yourself out of the situation. So I looked at myself, I looked at the things I want. I looked at the things I want for myself. Actually, just of recent, it was something that hit me hard, that wanted to take me back to that situation, but I got a formula. I got a formula from my past situation. A formula ngegamba, if there is something that hits you again, think of you in the next 5 years. Okay. Think of the people that eat on you. I call it eating on you. It's the direct translation. Abantu bolabirira, people that love you, because nebobanga you don't have family, at least you have a relationship. You have someone that loves you. Think of that person. You know, there are very many people that commit suicide. And at this point, I don't blame someone that commits suicide.
Yeah, a lot is going on in the country. We are going through a
Exactly.
lot.
And in most cases, kati chetulaba, it's the youths abali okwetta. Ababuka ku bizimbe, abakola biki. But in whatever situation, always think of the good thing that is going to come out after. Because I have someone that always tells me, regardless of the situation you're going through, there is going to be a solution.
A solution.
You're not seeing the solution now.
It may not be immediately,
yes,
but definitely it will come.
Kati ebintu depressing esa no sente.
You understood money. You understand the logic of money. I know.
Bwe mazirina amusente mba munyiivu mba ndi mulwadde mba njala ennuma.
Some friend of mine told me, when you don't have money, bakumanyira abantu bakumanyira when you don't have money.
Ate abasajja kirala. Now for us ladies, it is not like that. But ekintu kyendabeko ku mukazi atalina amusente, you're going to date whoever that comes.
Whoever that comes. I know.
Not the person you love. Yeah. And that's my greatest fear.
That's going to a negotiation table with an empty stomach, with a hungry stomach.
Exactly. So you find abantu abasinga abawala abasinga badatinga, they are dating for survival.
That will be a story of another day.
Exactly.
So we seem to have come to the end of the pod, but before we wind up the episode, I would love you to share a few survival and practical tips. Someone who may not afford therapy, a therapist, maybe therapy is too expensive for them. What are those practical skills they can use to go past depression and stress?
So survival skills,
yeah.
You said, right? It's okay. First accept that you're depressed. It is number one solution. First accept. Look through whatever you've gone through. Accept it. Omanye nti kituufu nayo kya. Kituufu nakola wenti ne wenti. Then to people that love writing, I take that as a solution. Journal it.
Put it down. Okay.
Get trusted people to talk to.
But these days, people are not easily trusted.
Exactly. People are not easily trusted. But I can talk to you and you don't even get to realize that it is my story.
Oh, maybe.
You believe it?
Yeah, sure thing.
So talk to different people. Yogera n'abantu abakusinga emyaka. Don't keep yourself in lonely places. Because me, I was in the house for almost a full year and it really got me stuck into depression. But get yourself, interact with people. If you're a prayerful person, go to church. Church tetujjayo just sala yoka. But we happen to interact with very many people. Distracting, work. Ebiseera ebisinga, we as ladies in my age bracket, ekintu ekisinga otudepressinga notusiba mu depression bwavu.
Find money.
Look for money. There is no way you're going to be stuck into depression.
It has been an interesting episode with Jolie, and I hope to have her on the pod more and more times. And to our lovely viewers, in order not to miss out on any other upcoming episodes, please subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you get notified as and when we upload any episode for you. Other than that, it's been a good time having you, and please call this home, and whenever we call you, please arrive.
All right.
Other than that, from the crew at the pod, we say thank you and bye.